Could you ever imagine a world without machines? A world where everything is done manually? Picture a time when the rhythm of life was set by the rising and setting sun, when the fields were tilled by hand, and the bounty of crops was the wealth of nations. This was the world, a predominantly agrarian society, right before the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. The term Industrial Revolution might sound dramatic, and that's because it truly was. It was a period of profound transformation that reshaped societies, economies, and lives on a scale never seen before. It marked a shift away from an agrarian lifestyle where manual labor was the norm, to an urban industrial society driven by machinery and steam power. This monumental shift began in the late 18th century, quietly at first in the heartland of Great Britain. The country's wealth of natural resources, coupled with its robust trade networks, provided the perfect incubating environment for the birth of this revolution. From there, it spread like wildfire to Western Europe and North America, forever altering the course of human history. The Industrial Revolution was not just about machines and factories, though. It was a societal upheaval that changed the very fabric of human existence. It transformed the way people worked, lived, and interacted with each other. It laid the foundation of the world as we know it today, a world of skyscrapers, automobiles, and global connectivity. The revolution was not a sudden, overnight change. Rather, it unfolded in phases across different countries, driven by a complex mix of factors, including wartime pressures, market economies, and religious influences. It was a gradual yet relentless march of progress, sometimes exhilarating, sometimes terrifying, but always transformative. Quite a different world than we know today, isn't it? And yet, it was this world of manual labor and agrarian societies, this world on the cusp of unprecedented change, that set the stage for the Industrial Revolution and the dawn of the modern era. What triggers a revolution of such magnitude, one might ask? In the case of the Industrial Revolution, it was a confluence of several key developments that led to this seismic shift. Firstly, the introduction of machinery marked a transition from manual labor to mechanized work. Instead of relying on human or animal power, machines began to take center stage in production processes. This shift was not only more efficient, but it also opened up new possibilities for scale and speed in manufacturing. Then came the advent of steam power, a force that could drive engines, propel boats, and later, power trains. This leap in technology turned the wheels of industry faster, enabling not only increased production, but also new heights of mobility and connectivity. This was a significant step in knitting together the far-flung corners of nations. Transportation advancements, too, played a pivotal role. The development of railways and the expansion of canal networks facilitated the swift movement of goods and people. This made it easier for raw materials to reach factories and for finished goods to find their way to markets, both local and global. But what were the underlying forces that drove these developments? It was a combination of wartime pressures, market economies, and religious influences. Wartime pressures necessitated technological advancements for better weaponry and transportation. Market economies, on the other hand, fostered competition, driving innovation and technological advancement. Religious influences, while perhaps less obvious, played a role in shaping work ethics and attitudes towards progress and innovation. These factors didn't exist in isolation. They interacted, influenced each other, and created a powerful momentum that heralded the dawn of a new era. An era that was no longer dictated by the pace of human or animal labor, but by the relentless hum of machinery and the hiss of steam engines. And so, the stage was set for a revolution that would change the world forever. The wheels of change began to turn, and the world as people knew it started to transform. The Industrial Revolution was not a singular event, but a series of developments that unfolded in phases across different countries. It was a dance of progress and change, each country joining in at its own pace, influenced by its unique circumstances and readiness for change. In Great Britain, where the revolution took its first breath, the shift from rural to urban life began in the late 18th century. This shift was marked by the introduction of machinery, steam power, and significant advancements in transportation. This was a time when people started to leave their farms and move to the cities, drawn by the promise of work in the burgeoning factories. This urbanization was a sight to behold. Towns grew into cities, and cities into metropolises. The landscape was transformed, with factories and mills replacing fields and pastures. Along with these physical changes came unprecedented economic growth. This was the age of capitalism, the age of the market economy where supply and demand ruled. This surge in economic growth didn't just change the landscape, it changed society as well. The agrarian social structure, which had been in place for centuries, began to crumble. In its place, a new social order emerged, the class system. The owners of the factories and mills became the new upper class, the bourgeoisie, while the workers formed the lower class, the proletariat. And with this new social order came new ideologies. People started to question the status quo, leading to the emergence of political theories such as socialism and communism. These ideologies challenged the capitalist system, advocating for a more equitable distribution of wealth and power. The world was evolving, and with it, the way people lived and worked was changing rapidly. The Industrial Revolution was a whirlwind of change, a time of profound transformation, and as we will see in the next scene, it was just the beginning. Every revolution leaves its mark, so what was the impact of the Industrial Revolution? The aftermath of the Industrial Revolution was profound and far-reaching. It reshaped the world in ways that continue to influence how we live today. Let's start with demographics. The revolution sparked a mass migration from the countryside to the cities. People were drawn to urban areas in search of work in the new factories, leading to rapid urbanization. Cities swelled, and populations exploded. This shift from rural to urban living was a major turning point in human history. It changed the face of societies, paving the way for the modern metropolises we know today. Next, let's look at the economy. The Industrial Revolution established new economic systems, moving away from agrarian economies to ones powered by industry and manufacturing. This transition birthed new social classes, including a distinct working class and a burgeoning middle class. It also led to unprecedented economic growth, with wealth no longer tied solely to land ownership. The revolution had a profound impact on global trade as well. The advent of machinery and improved transportation methods such as steam-powered ships and railways allowed goods to be produced and transported more efficiently. This fueled a boom in international trade, making the world a more interconnected place. Finally, the Industrial Revolution fundamentally changed people's everyday lives. Work was no longer dictated by the rising and setting of the sun, but by the factory whistle. New inventions, from the steam engine to the sewing machine, transformed the way people worked, traveled, and even dressed. Indeed, the Industrial Revolution was not just a period of change, it was a turning point in human history. It laid the groundwork for the modern world, shaping societies, economies, and ways of life in ways that still resonate today. It's a testament to the power of human innovation and the enduring impact of progress. The Industrial Revolution was not just a period of change, it was a turning point in human history. The echoes of the Industrial Revolution can still be heard today, but how exactly does it continue to influence us? As we journey through the annals of history, we find the Industrial Revolution has left an indelible mark on the world. Its long-term effects are profound and far-reaching, shaping the very fabric of our modern industrial economy. The introduction of machinery, steam power, and transportation advancements during the Industrial Revolution triggered an unprecedented shift from agrarian to urban industrial economies. This shift was not just an economic transformation, it was the birth of a new era. It marked the onset of mass production and mass consumption, laying the foundation for the economic systems we see today. The Industrial Revolution also spurred the development of technology. The inventions and innovations of this era ignited a spark that continues to fuel technological advancements even today. From the steam engine to the computer, the legacy of the Industrial Revolution is evident in the technological marvels that surround us, but the influence of the Industrial Revolution extends beyond the realm of economy and technology. It also brought about significant social and cultural changes, the rise of new social classes, the emergence of new ideologies, the shift in population from rural to urban areas. These are all legacies of the Industrial Revolution. It reshaped society, altering the way we live, work, and interact. The Industrial Revolution has not only transformed the world we live in, but also the way we understand our past. It has sparked ongoing debates among historians and economists regarding its exact timeline and impact. Some argue that its effects are still unfolding, that we are living in an extended phase of the Industrial Revolution. Others contend that its influence has been overstated. Regardless of where one stands in these debates, there's no denying the Industrial Revolution's pivotal role in shaping our world. The Industrial Revolution, a period of history that forever changed the course of humanity, a testament to the power of innovation and the indomitable spirit of progress.